8 tankers, 6 hours, coordinated strikes, Red Sea shipping corridor. This is not random piracy. This is precision warfare targeting global energy supplies. Loitering munitions launched from coastal positions, barrage after barrage. 3 tankers damaged, $620 million in crude oil at risk. Insurance markets react instantly. Oil prices spike 11% in one trading day. Welcome to Red Sea Doctrine, where economic warfare and military strikes converge. The attacks begin at 0430 hours. First tanker targeted is MT Oceanic Harmony, Panamanian flag, carrying 2 million barrels of crude. Value $210 million, transiting at 14 knots. No military escort. Crew of 23. The loitering munition approaches from the west. Launched from coastal Yemen, Iranian Shahed 136 derivative. Electric propulsion, nearly silent. MT Oceanic Harmony has no warning, no radar detection, no defensive systems. First indication of attack is visual. A crewman sees the drone, 5 seconds to react. Too late. The munition strikes amidships, 80 kilograms of high explosive. The blast tears through deck plating. Fire erupts. Crude oil ignites. The captain sends distress call immediately. 8 tankers under attack. $600 million burning. Would you sail these waters for any price? Red Sea Doctrine tracks the real cost. 37 minutes later, the second attack. MT Nordic Star targeted. Norwegian registry. Carrying liquefied natural gas, even more volatile than crude. This tanker has slightly better awareness. The crew monitored the first attack via radio. They increased watch. But civilian sailors cannot stop military weapons. 2 loitering munitions approach simultaneously. Coordinated strike doctrine. The first munition the crew spots. They attempt evasive maneuvers. A LNG tanker cannot maneuver like a warship. These vessels need miles to turn, minutes to change speed. The tanker begins turn. Too slow. The first munition adjusts. Terminal guidance active. The weapon tracks the ship's heat signature. Impact inevitable. Strike occurs at 0530. Starboard side, above waterline. Explosion damages superstructure. Bridge windows shatter. Communications equipment destroyed. Fire starts immediately. The second munition arrives 20 seconds later. Nobody sees this one. It approaches from stern quarter. Strikes near engine room. The blast damages propulsion systems. The tanker loses power, dead in the water. Drifting with current. LNG cargo still intact. But fire spreading. If flames reach the containment tanks, the explosion will be visible from satellites. Red Sea Doctrine reveals what shipping companies fear most. Coalition naval forces respond to distress calls. 2 frigates alter course. Helicopters launch from Djibouti, but distances are vast. The nearest warship is 43 nautical miles from MT Nordic Star. At maximum speed, arrival time 22 minutes. 22 minutes of fire spreading on a LNG tanker. The crew fights flames with what equipment they have. Fire hoses, extinguishers, raw courage. Civilian mariners never signed up for war zone operations, but war came to them. Who controls global energy supplies? A. Producing nations. B. Shipping companies. C. Whoever controls the sea lanes. Answer now. The attacks continue. Third tanker struck at 0600 hours. Fourth at 0620. Fifth at 0715. Each attack follows the same pattern. Loitering munition launched from coastal positions. Silent approach. Terminal guidance. Impact fire damage. The attacking force demonstrates sophisticated coordination. Multiple launch sites. Staggered timing. Target selection prioritizing highest value cargoes. This operation was planned, rehearsed, executed with military precision. Intelligence analysts later determine at least 9 launch sites activated. 17 loitering munitions employed. Total cost of the attack package approximately $3 million. Damage inflicted exceeds 600 million. Return on investment 200 to 1. This is asymmetric warfare economics. MT Oceanic Harmony burns for 3 hours before salvage tugs arrive. The crew abandons ship at 0700. All 23 rescued by helicopter. No casualties, but the ship and cargo are total losses. Insurance claims will exceed $400 million. MT Nordic Star crew manages to control fires. Coalition frigate arrives at 0652. Naval damage control teams board. They stabilize the situation, but the tanker cannot move under its own power. It requires tow to port. Cargo must be transferred to another vessel. 3-week delay minimum. Contracts broken. Penalties accumulate. A LNG shipment that should have reached Asia in 14 days now faces month-long delay. Industrial customers scramble for alternative supplies. Energy prices spike accordingly. Sea Doctrine connects tactical attacks to strategic economics. The 6th, 7th, and 8th tankers suffer varying damage. One takes minor hit, superficial damage, able to continue voyage. Another takes severe damage. Total loss like MT Oceanic Harmony. The 3rd receives near miss. Loitering munition malfunctions before impact. But even the near miss has consequences. That crew will never feel safe in these waters again. That shipping company will demand premium rates for Red Sea transits. By 0900 hours, the immediate attacks cease. 8 tankers struck or threatened. 3 severely damaged. 0 crew fatalities, but hundreds of millions in losses. And the strategic impact just beginning. Insurance markets react first. Within 2 hours of first attack, underwriters' emergency meetings convene. Risk assessments update in real time. Red Sea transit designated high-risk zone. Premiums increase 28% for any vessel carrying hydrocarbons through these waters. Some underwriters refuse coverage entirely. Too much risk, too much exposure. The insurance decision forces immediate operational changes. 16 tanker companies announce they will avoid Red Sea routes. Alternative routing around Africa adds 12 days to voyage, adds $800,000 in fuel costs per transit. But $800,000 is cheaper than $600 million in uninsured losses. The economics are clear. Suez Canal traffic drops 18% in 48 hours. Egyptian authorities report immediate revenue decline. Canal fees are significant government income. This attack just cost Egypt millions. The effects ripple across global energy markets. European natural gas futures spike 9%. Asian crude oil contracts jump 11%. American gasoline prices increase 7 cents per gallon in 3 days. One attack, 6 hours. Consequences measured in months and billions. But what intelligence revealed about the attack planning shocked defense analysts. Satellite imagery reviewed after the incident shows preparations began 2 weeks earlier. Launch sites prepared, equipment positioned, reconnaissance conducted on shipping patterns. The attackers studied commercial traffic flows. They identified optimal targeting windows. They coordinated launches to maximize impact while minimizing defensive response. This was not opportunistic. This was deliberate economic warfare. Is this the new template for asymmetric attacks on global trade? Comment Y or N. The loitering munitions employed show sophisticated development. These are not crude improvised weapons. Terminal guidance systems indicate advanced manufacturing. Warhead design optimized for ship targets. Range sufficient to cover major shipping lanes from coastal launch positions. Intelligence traces components to Iranian supply chains, but final assembly likely occurred elsewhere. The weapons themselves cost approximately $170,000 each. 17 weapons employed means $3 million strike package. Compare that to $620 million in damage inflicted, or the billions in economic ripple effects. Traditional military metrics focus on destroyed equipment and casualty. Modern asymmetric warfare focuses on economic disruption and psychological impact. These attacks achieved both. Zero enemy casualties inflicted, but massive economic damage. Zero high-value military targets destroyed, but global energy markets disrupted. This is 21st century maritime warfare. Sea Doctrine analyzes what traditional media misses. Coalition naval forces increase patrols immediately. 3 additional destroyers deploy to Red Sea. Airborne surveillance assets redirect. Satellite coverage intensifies. But the loitering munition threat is nearly impossible to counter preemptively. The weapons launch from mobile positions. They can be set up and fired within 30 minutes. Then the launch team disappears. Tracking them requires constant overhead coverage of thousands of square kilometers of coastline, even with advanced intelligence that remains impractical. The weapons themselves are small and low-flying. Radar detection is difficult until terminal approach. By then, interception time measured in seconds. Commercial vessels have no defense capability. Naval escorts can protect ships they accompany, but providing escort for every commercial vessel is impossible. The Red Sea sees 400 commercial transits daily. No navy has 400 escorts available. The mathematics doom traditional defense approaches. What breaks next in maritime security? Shipping routes, energy markets, or the economics of global trade? The tanker companies demanding change include some of largest operators globally. They form emergency coalition. They demand naval protection or alternative routing. They threaten to suspend operations entirely if security cannot be guaranteed. Governments respond with mixed messages. Military officials promise increased patrols, but they cannot guarantee safety. The threat environment changed fundamentally. Loitering munitions demonstrated capability and intent. Economic officials calculate costs of alternative routing. Suez Canal bypass means longer voyages, higher fuel consumption, increased ship time, all translating to higher costs. Those costs pass to consumers. Energy prices increase, inflation pressures build. The political consequences follow. Insurance industry faces its own calculations. Higher premiums anger clients, but inadequate premiums risk bankruptcy from major claims. 3 total lost tankers in 6 hours exceeded annual projections. If attacks continue at this pace, underwriting Red Sea transits becomes unprofitable. Some insurers withdraw entirely. Others form specialized high-risk pools. The industry consolidates around few players willing to accept the exposure. Sea Doctrine tracks the economic warfare few others cover. Intelligence agencies analyze the strategic timing. The attacks occurred during peak European energy demand. Gas storage levels were seasonal lows. The disruption had maximum market impact. This suggests sophisticated planning. The attackers understood not just maritime operations, but global energy economics. They timed strikes for optimal strategic effect. Subsequent intelligence suggests the operation had state backing. Non-state actors rarely possess this level of coordination and market awareness. The loitering munitions themselves indicate state supply chains. The targeting intelligence required surveillance assets beyond typical militant capabilities. This was proxy warfare, a state actor using non-state forces to attack commercial shipping, maintaining plausible deniability while achieving strategic objectives. The attacked nations face difficult response options. Military strikes against launch sites risk escalation. The launch sites are mobile and numerous. Destroying them all is impractical. Economic sanctions face similar problems. The state sponsors already face extensive sanctions. Additional measures have marginal effect. Diplomatic protests accomplish little. The maritime security paradigm shifted. Commercial shipping in strategic choke points now faces persistent attack threat. Defenses remain inadequate. Costs continue rising. 3 months after the attacks, Red Sea shipping traffic remains depressed. Alternative routing around Africa now handles 30% of previous Suez Canal traffic. Transit times increased globally. Supply chains adjusted. Costs embedded in pricing. Consumers pay the price. The loitering munition attacks achieved strategic objectives without firing shot at military target. No warships sunk, no military casualties, but global trade patterns altered. Energy security threatened. Economic costs measured in tens of billions. This is modern maritime warfare. Red Sea Doctrine will continue tracking this evolving threat. The technology spreads. More actors acquire loitering munition capability. More choke points face potential attacks. The Red Sea attacks provided proof of concept. The methods work. The costs are manageable. The strategic effects are profound. Expect replication. Subscribe to Red Sea Doctrine, where sea power decides everything. This is the channel revealing how economic warfare and military technology converge in strategic waterways. The attacks that reshape global trade. The weapons that threaten energy security. The strategic decisions that determine who controls the seas. Hit subscribe, enable notifications. The next coordinated attack could launch tonight. Trade routes, missiles, and war. This is Red Sea Doctrine.